This is the main module. To enter the setup, you will simply need to click the Owner's button and enter a second level password that was given to you at the time of your download. Here's just basic information about your company. This is where you would set up your different users. If you don't want them to have access to the checkbook or the finances, do not give them a second level password. Check your letterhead. There's also here, you would enter a lifecycle code once you purchase a code. Otherwise, your program will be restricted. Let's take a look at lane configurations. This is the lane board. Here's where you'll find all of your lanes. When you change the status, you change what appears on the page and what you're looking at, whether the lane is active or in the bid stage or been archived. Let's take a look at this lane that we've created. To create the lane, you simply give the lane a name, select the shipper from your shipper's database, and enter the zip codes and other information that would pertain to this load. Pickup location. You have a pickup location database for this client where all of their locations reside, and a destination for the lane. You could also change the lane status here as well. One thing to keep in mind, only active lanes will show on the load board as we look at that a little further down the road. So we've entered here 500 miles and a $1,000 rate. You see it shows at $2 per mile. There's a convenient calculator here to help you with your fuel surcharge and give you a suggested rate. Create as many lanes as you like. Let's take a look at the load board. Here is your load queue or the load board. Just as before, changing the status will change what you look at or what's available. We only have one load here in the booked stage. When we click it, it appears. Simply select the shipper from the shipper's database. Enter the pickup or reference number. Select the lane. One thing to remember, only the lanes associated with this shipper will appear, so you're not looking through a confusing lines of shippers' databases and associated. Enter the pickup date and whether or not they have an appointment or not. Other information is very important. The date you book the load, and the most important, the week ending, the work week ending. Other load requirements should be entered here. You can set these to default and of course speed your process up greatly. Pickup and destination locations. Only those locations associated with the shipper will appear, eliminating the possibility of error. You can review the lane information at any time. Rate configuration. This is one of the most important. We enter the rate here. We can see here that the suggested rate is $1,600. So let's update that. Next, we simply select the carrier payout rate. Changing this will change what the carrier receives, what you receive as a broker, and what, of course, what will be invoiced will be the invoice rate. This is a convenient way to attach your documentation. Okay, let's go forward by clicking the next button and looking at the carrier assignment. We would simply select the carrier from our carrier database. Assign a driver if known. Only drivers that appear here will be associated with this carrier, eliminating confusion. There's a small module here for the drivers where we can track information if we need to. Next, also, we're going to look at the truck number and assign a truck number. Only trucks associated with this carrier will be shown, and we can also track the availability and the service, creating next actions and locations and availability under the truck pool. And last but not least, the same principles here. We assign only trailers will appear that is associated with this carrier. And here, if we look at the trailer pool, we can quickly assess where the trailer is, assign any future or next actions, and schedule any future location drops. We can also assign services to the while the load was in process. If there were lumper fees, let's go back and make this relevant. We'll assign a date, and all of these lists are easily manipulated. So let's make this relative to Burlington, since that's where the truck was. And assign the date. Now there's two modules, there's two fields here. There's a truck payout rate. Let's say it was a $100 per hour, but you're actually going to invoice $200. This is going to be important in the billing. So we have other information here that is pertinent, like the load or BOL number. Your attachments are available. And the final phase, you can see that we can invoice the shipper at the invoice rate. Well, first let's set the days that the invoice is due, and take a look at the shipper's invoice. We can also take a look at the carrier statement, reflecting the numbers, the appropriate numbers. And last but not least, the broker statement, which would be your statement, reflecting the differences in negotiation and pricing. You can also change the status on exit. You notice that the load is now missing. That was under the book stage because we changed the stage on exit. So let's just go and find that. There it is. So finally, let's take a look at the reports module. This is by week ending and what we would call bulk invoicing. Let's look at the shipper's report. If you hauled 10 loads that week, all 10 loads would be combined into one invoice. Same thing with the carrier. If they delivered 10 loads, they're all in one invoice. And of course, the summary of your brokerage activities for the week ending. And the maintenance, just a quick way to update your minor activities